Yeah. Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They take their head over, nigga. I read what Eve did to Adam. I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like stamps and I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, all they lies is hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Niggas think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert. Another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism. Watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with you. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spin, I ain't listening. Is in fact the fit. Revenge was a woman, now I stroke that bitch like Jackie. So I walk, we gonna run the summer. It's gonna be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young guy. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he saying something, I ain't hear him. This shit light work. It ain't on who got the gun, it's on who gon' up that fight first. I turn a bad situation to a game change. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raised up the chains. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitch about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, I with that hollow son, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my bread, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get it, boy, lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my houses. Yes, you said
Should a murderer go to jail for murdering?
Absolutely.
Should a thief go to jail when he steals?
Absolutely.
Should a robber pay back the money he robbed?
Absolutely.
So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did?
That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cages, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's
no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember YAHANNA's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they make an oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of mad shooters. There was design 5 for our babies to pass through it. And the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
In this time of the pandemic, where COVID-19 has crippled the world economies, where our government has ordered nationwide shutdown, where hospitals are overwhelmed.
Shortly after, the unthinkable happened.
I was literally stunned and frozen.
And their religious leaders are proven to be frauds. Where do you go to get all your questions answered and to hear what God has to say about this matter? You can only find the answers in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA. We give you scriptural breakdowns of world events and the up and coming world war. We will show you in the Bible where the children of Israel were the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans today would suffer slavery in Jamaica, Caribbean, North, Central, and South America, and other parts of the world. We will show you in the Bible where God said he would send plagues upon the earth before he frees people from this captivity.
The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
We will give you the true teaching of the Bible, precept upon precept. To learn more, subscribe today. Call the number in the description for I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica. Shalom. Clap it up. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Run today by Commanding General YAHANNA. The man with the rank, the authority to be the leader of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans at this time. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar, Adatan Basham Yahushua to the sisters. Welcome to our Sunday afternoon scripture breakdown class. All right, we're talking about today now. Beginning of the year. This world that we in now, which is run by the oppressor, Esau's descendant, is plagued with idolatry. From the naming of the days, the naming of the months, everything that is done is just blanketed with idolatry, paganism, right? Last weekend, you were like, Merry Christmas. That was so pagan. Nothing to do with the scriptures, nothing to do with nothing to do with Christ's birthday. Christ's birthday was at a time when Mary and Joseph went into Jerusalem to pay taxes. Taxes are not due in December. But the 25th of December was Nimrod's birthday, right in the winter solstice. Nothing to do with Jesus. From the Christmas tree to the baby in a manger, nothing, right? It was just a well orchestrated lie. Yeah, it's true. Why we say well, is that the here? Why we say well orchestrated is that if it wasn't for the way that they had put it together and sell it to you, the marketing of it. Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakata.
Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakata.
All right, right away, volume low.
Still up here, 1 second. Oh, it's so no.
Little better.
All right. Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakata.
Shalom, Yabashim Yashabrakata. All right, so as I was saying now, it's a well orchestrated lie in that the marketing of it is, trust me, if I can make a product and market it the way Christmas, if the UPK can make a product and market it, I'm not talking about trying to sell somebody something to worship or anything, but a consumer item. And if we are able to market it the way Christmas is marketed, trust me, we would have money to reach our people left, right, and center.
Gun.
Yeah, I mean, the oppressor would find a way to try and steal it. But the point is, it would have been a well marketed consumer item. Because trust me, they market such a lie as Christmas, and the people get it. You ever hear the term hook, line, and sinker?
Gun.
Right, that is a fishing term. The fishing hook, the fishing line, and the sinker, which is a weight that they put on the hook to keep the hook down. Right, it stays below the water. So the fish comes, which is a small piece of lead. So the fish come, but it have something else on it now that can make it float. So you leave the line and the float, and the sinker hold the line, the hook down, and the fish would come and just grab the hook. Sometimes it's just the hook because the bait is just on the hook. But when a fish is really hungry and it's a big fish, you come and then grab the hook, the line, and the sinker. Bam. There's the same way people grab Christmas. Hook, line, and sinker. They tell you that Jesus' birthday, Jesus was born on that day. 2, they give it a Christmas tree. When you read Jeremiah, from the book of Jeremiah 10, 1-5, Jeremiah was going against the Christmas tree before Christ was born. Santa Claus.
Right.
if it's Christmas birthday, you shouldn't be seeing Santa Claus. You should have seen Jesus. And 3 or 4, Christ never, it was never, all right, Christ said we should do what he did. He didn't celebrate his birthday. His disciples, after he died, did not celebrate his birthday. And when you read the scripture, you find that Christ was really born at a time when taxes were, Mary and Joseph went into Jerusalem to pay tax. Taxes were paid sometime in the beginning of the spring. Up until they made January, the beginning of the year, they still had March, which is right about the beginning of spring. They still have that time at the beginning of their years, right? There was no, in Rome, there was no beginning of the year in midwinter. All right, let me see if I can share this right here. I am sending it to you, Mr. Kayano. How could I send this?
It's a link.
Oh, just copy the thing there now.
Yeah, paste it in the private chat.
Copy the URL and send it to you.
Can.
All right, I'll send a couple to you. Private chat. And what you find out is that, okay, you see?
Can.
All right. And what you find out is that this, and I know people, and even if a person who is a Christian is really a lover of Christ. No, I mean, if I invite persons to my birthday party, who the spotlight would be on? If I was to keep a birthday party,
it would have to be on me.
Exactly, it would be on the person keeping the birthday party. So if Christmas is a time of Christ, why is the spotlight be on you and giving your children's gift and your family and visiting your family? Nothing to do with Christ.
Right?
The only thing they do is go to church. And when they go to church, who they pray for? Yes. All right.
When they go to church on Christmas.
Right. Like today. Today is Christmas Sunday.
Yeah.
Who do they pray for? Themselves.
Yeah, can.
Yeah. All right. Scroll until you see where January is.
Can.
Down until you see January. Or is it up? Oh, I think it's up. Go back up. January would be before April, I think.
Okay.
Take your time. Look for April, for January. Don't go too fast.
Yeah.
You'll probably pass it. Right? So, and then now, after Christmas, celebrating that winter solstice, which is what it really is, the celebration of Saturnalia, Saturn, the worshiping of Saturn. And as a matter of fact, Nimrod, who was the 25th man, who the Christmas tree was really to, his birthday being the 25th, and guess what was his religion? Saturnalia. His god was Saturn. Hold on. Why are you not seeing it?
This start, sir, by April. This at the beginning of the article, sir. Maybe you had a list where this was the opening of April. Check back again.
I take it right from thing here from the top. All right. You see some headings that says home, game and quiz, history and society, science and technology.
Come on,
all right. Look on that side.
Science and tech.
All right, that's the one that was highlighted. Let me see if it is. No. Okay. Not it. And go back. That is Trans Society.
Check back the article where you have.
Okay. Guess what? It now switched to April.
Oh, the same date, but it switched.
I don't know how it switched. All right, I don't see where it started back. Interesting. It switched from January to April.
They might have updated the article.
All right, I'm going to send you another one.
Yeah, man.
All right, this one says, why does the year start in January? All right, try that one. All right, this one now, January is the first month of the year.
Read it, sir. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing it. Hold on. Scroll down, let me see if they switch up on us again. Blah, 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 named after the Roman god. All right, go down. All right. Okay, yeah, we can read this one. Just January. I can stop right there when they say, when is New Year's Day? All right, let's read through that.
This says, when is New Year's Day? January the 1st is New Year's Day in the Gregorian calendar. That is used around.
That's where it started. Is there anything above that?
Yeah, a lot. It started right here, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, start up there, sir.
January is the first month of the year. January is a winter month in the northern half of the world, and a summer month in the southern half. It is named after the Roman god of new beginnings, Janus.
All right. So this is how you know where in the world, which side of the hemisphere this whole entire episode of the Bible take place. Because it's winter up here on the northern side. And guess what is it down at the southern side? It's summer. Right? So when you read the records and it describes, you know, what was happening and all that, plus archaeological findings in the southern hemisphere, it's scarcely populated. But up in the northern hemisphere, you have Jerusalem, you have this place. All the places of the Bible is to be found in the northern hemisphere. So in case a person wants to get smart and say, oh, you know that it was up here. There are archaeological records. I remember we are at school, we do research before we actually talk. We might not, you know, give you all the source at once, but yeah, we do research. So in the scriptures, it gives you some timeline. It don't give you dates, but there are timelines. Shepherds were tending to their flock. I mean, that don't happen at winter. I mean, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Mary and Joseph went to pay taxes and so on and so forth. All right. So read on. Right. This picture that you're on here right here now, this is the image of the god Janus, which January was named after. You notice one side have beard and one side have no beard.
Right.
So Janus is a two-faced god. He's the god of doorways and the god of new beginnings. Now you know why the Europeans are so two-faced.
Right.
Because they worship a two-faced god. So the two-faced reign over them. They tell you one thing here in front of your face and go behind you and do another thing. All right, read on. Read on what else?
January is the first month in the Gregorian calendar and has 31 days. The name January comes from Janus or Janus.
Right.
The Roman.
Hold on. Before they say, why they say or Janus is because the J came in, what, 16 something? Right? Or 17 something. So the J came in after the first translation of the King James, 1611. Came in after 1611. But Janus was being celebrated long before, so it wasn't called Janus, it was called Janus.
Right.
It is the Roman, read on, Roman god of.
The Roman god of passage and new beginning.
Right.
Janus is Latin and means arched gateway. It is related to the word janitor, which initially meant keeper of the gate.
Oh, you see, even the very words they use, pagan, janitor, coming from Janus. All right, scroll down some more.
When is New Year's Day? January the 1st is New Year's Day in the Gregorian calendar that is used around the world. Many other cultures and calendars, however, celebrate their New Year on other dates.
Right. Like I think some part in Africa, New Year's Day somewhere in September. I think some of the Arabs have different time. Some of them might still maintain New Year somewhere there in March, April, beginning of spring. All right. Now, the article that I had sent you first, it told you that it changed from March to. All right, let me see if we can find it. Most can't find it back. Change from March to January.
May I have it right here? Wait, which one are the headings?
All right. What do you have?
Well, it starts at April month. April, the fourth month of the Gregorian calendar. Start there.
All right, that is what came up on the thing there, but no, we want January. All right, hold on. Must be able to see.
Oh.
Because January tell you the year, that one tell you the year in which they changed from March to January. I think it was 150 something BCE. That would mean 100 years after Christ, right?
No, before BCE, before the Common Era.
BCE, before the Common Era. Okay. Yeah. So Rome was doing their thing from long before we. But there was a time when they had March, the beginning of spring, as their new year, a beginning of time. Let's see this one. Wow. All right, it was a search result, but that's interesting. How they update that thing so fast.
God.
All right, this is the same one that you have there. Go in the Britannica search engine and type in January.
Can. All right, find something.
All right, give me what I got.
It says, hold on, let me see if this is a link to all right, yeah. It's a January month. January, first month of the Gregorian calendar. It was named after Janus, the Roman god of all beginnings. January replaced March as the first month of the Roman year no later than 153 BCE.
Right. So in that time, if it is BCE, then it had nothing to do with Christ.
Right.
Yeah, because that is what That's 100 odd years before Christ was born.
Can.
Hold on. The Gregorian calendar is that old?
Let me check. I think it first changed in the Julian calendar.
All right, they are the Julian calendar. All right, I'm going to send you something on the Gregorian calendar.
Oh, the Gregorian calendar under by Pope Gregory the 12th. The Gregorian calendar, it was published. Yeah, 1582.
All right, I'll send you another link. Check that one.
Can. Hold on, you sent it already?
Yeah, I'll send it. Just send it.
Hold on, it not come through yet.
In the private chat, take that long to update.
I see. You press send. Can.
I didn't remember to press it. Right. So we have changes of calendar. This one now changed 15 something. Right? Their reason for changing it was to make some adjustment to the Julian calendar, which they realized had some flaws. So they changed it. I don't remember which of the calendar had the leap year, but one of them had I don't remember if it was Julian that had the leap year. But the Bible gives us a calendar, which most people know is going to say, really? When did the Bible give a calendar? Blah, 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 blah. That's the thing. The Most High don't do things the way the heathen does. And there is no changes, and no necessary changes in the calendar that we use. You want to know the Bible's calendar, you follow the feast days. Leviticus 23. Yeah. It tells you which month is the beginning of month. Anyway, we'll soon get into that. Let's hear what is there for the Gregorian calendar.
Can. This says the Gregorian calendar introduced by Pope Gregory the 13th in 1582. Yeah, was itself an attempt to address the problem of its predecessor, the Julian calendar, which had been introduced by Julius Caesar to abolish the use of the lunar year and eliminate the 3-month gap that opened up between the civil and astronomical. Hold on. All right, the thing about it, sir, when I click the article now, for finish read that, the article seems like it actually give us something different.
Try scrolling down until if you see that part.
Scroll book, and you have this thing in the way. It's a keep on reading. And we need for ready stuff to keep on reading.
Oh, and pay some money and all that. But anyway, that part covers what we want to say. It tells you that the calendar was changed And the change of the calendar is what we are in now. That's the calendar that we use now. All right. So prior to January being used as the beginning of years in Rome, they had March. And if you get further on this article, or one of these articles, it will tell you that January originally had 29 days. So what they do, they make adjustments. And who to tell? Maybe these adjustments came as a result of them studying our records. Right? Then they realize that, oh, so each time when you have spring or the winter, it's actually a cycle. Because yeah.
So like, I don't mean to cut you, but if I may, just to add to your point, them really have to make adjustments, like what you said, based off of how the Most High set it, because they realize the Most High one more accurate. You know what I mean? You can see that them have problems with for them one, for the fact that you have 365 and a quarter days in a them year. So you know there's something wrong there. So.
All right. Yeah. And their system was based off idolatry. Gods.
Right.
Because each month was named after a god.
God.
Which is why there was a problem with the civil calendar and the astronomical calendar. Right? That's what the article says, right? To bridge the 3-month gap between the civil and the astronomical. So the civil now, meaning the society, that would have been where they have the pagan and the false god and thing. But the astronomical now is the one that is going to look at the moon and the sun and the star realistically and look at the changing of time realistically. And you know, just make adjustments and things according to the times that is real. In other words, the sun doesn't the sun, the moon, the star has nothing to do with a pagan god.
Right.
The sun, the moon, the star it's there. The earth turns. The new day begins when does a new day begin in the scriptures?
A new year. So like I said that again.
A new day.
A new day begin when the sun goes down.
Exactly.
So
a day, a complete day is sundown to sundown.
Right.
That's one day. But civil, or what they think or say could mean, okay, the sun, when the sun rises, then that is life coming back. So that's a new day. Right? That now have nothing to do with how the earth turns. Sundown to sundown is a full cycle of a day.
That's right.
Right? So the Gregorian calendar now is a little more astronomical than obviously the Julius calendar would be the civil one with the word of pagan and thing. But they still did a crossover in that. All right, when we want to find our feast days, our generals are general, just, you know, count the moons with use some form of astronomy, as just like the scripture would tell you. Tell you how to count the moons to find the feast days, right? The Julius calendar now was like, you know, the gods. This time we're going to worship a god and blah blah blah. Worship this god and that god, and so on. It has nothing to do with what was really happening out there. And then the Gregorian calendar now, probably it was 15 something. That's about the time of what? 1582. That's about the time of what? What was happening that time?
That was when they were enslaving God's people around that time. And persecuting, I think Rome was now trying to paint their whitewash the Bible and all them things.
All right, so that period of time was called what?
The Dark Ages.
No, man. They were coming out of the Dark Age. Remember, Dark Ages is just when the dark-skinned people was ruling them.
Yeah.
But that period of time now being called the Renaissance.
Okay, yeah, go.
Which means the rebirth of the art. And I think, was it art and science? What's a rebirth of the art and something? So it's a rebirth. Something that was there, they lost it, and it was coming back. Right? So they made that switch with the calendar at that time. But how is this affecting our people now? That is the part that we are concerned about. All right, give me Exodus 12 and 2.
Salakia, Exodus, how much? Say that again.
12, chapter 12, verse 2.
And one gun. This is the book of Exodus chapter 12 and verse 2. This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year.
All right, read verse 1 and let's see what verse 1 says.
This is the book of Exodus chapter 12.
Not verse 1, verse 3.
Verse 3. Speak ye unto the children of Israel, unto all the congregation of Israel, say, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for an house.
All right. So the beginning of month is Passover. That's the only feast we have celebrating with lamb. And they tell you must use a lamb. Or a goat. But the temple, you use a goat, not at the temple, but you could use it in a household. But at the temple, you must use a lamb. We have no temple today, which is why, you know, if we can't get a lamb, we can use a goat. But it's a lamb you should use. And if we had the temple today, at the temple, you had to use a lamb. All right. So this now is the beginning of month. Let's see what it says, verse 4. Do we need verse 4?
Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of souls. Every man.
So this just tell you what to do if the suppose your household is just 5, 6 people. Then you don't want one whole lamb, right? You share it with the neighbor. That's what it's telling you. That don't exist in capitalism. You know that? Why they don't tell them? Why they don't have something? Since as they think Thanksgiving is so holy, why they don't? If the turkey is too big for you, then share it with your neighbor. Eh? No such thing in capitalism, which lets you know that real brotherhood comes from the truth. Real brotherhood. You can see real brotherhood in every single thing in the Bible. But you know why our people don't see it? Guess why they don't see it?
Because they're blinded with the Christianity. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That they are being taught.
Capitalism.
Okay, kind of one can.
So it seems as if Christianity propels capitalism, because you know that communism never accept Christianity, and yet still capitalism does, and yet still Christianity don't openly teach these things that you should share with your brother and all that.
Right.
It is telling you all the way from Exodus. It even tell you what to do. If the house will be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls, every man according to his eating. But that tell us, if a man eat enough, give him enough. If he made a little, give him a little, according to his eating. Shall make your account for the lamb. So this is teaching your brother. The brotherhood is being taught right here. Right there from the beginning of the year. Right? Christmas, Happy New Year, it's so selfish that we don't even realize, because our people has become inherently selfish. During slavery, our people wasn't this selfish, During slavery, we look out for each other.
Right.
But then came freedom. Then came the onset of capitalism. Capitalism really got pushed after World War II, I think. 1 and 2, actually. But our people get so selfish. When you say Happy New Year, who you wishing Happy New Year? I'm wishing you a Happy New Year. What about and is Christian trying to get around these things? As if it's not so. We want the entire world to have a Happy New Year. I know I don't hear one church. Which church spoke out against Israel bombing the Palestinians? The Israelis bombing the Palestinians.
Sir, I can't think of any.
I don't remember reading about any.
Right.
I don't remember reading about any church speaking out against the Israelis not giving the Palestinians a Happy New Year.
Right.
So when you say Happy New Year, who you wishing a Happy New Year? You're wishing that the people around you would have a Happy New Year, because if the people around you is not too happy, then it's going to affect you,
Right.
Inherently selfish. Merry Christmas. Merry for who? For you. It's Christ. Right. If you say it's Christ's birthday, then that should have some wishes in it for Christ or something. But you're wishing me a Merry Christmas. That's selfish. That's inherently selfish. And our people, we cannot see these things because we are blinded by the oppressor's system of governance, right? And their system of governance is not it's pagan in itself.
Right.
I mean, it naturally put pressure on you, the person. I mean, you think of all the things that the system or the government, the governance of the West does. It's also selfish. It promotes capitalism.
Right.
During the pandemic, how much money they roll out for what do they call it? What was the term they use again?
Was it a stimulus package?
Stimulus packages. How much money they roll out?
I don't remember the exact figure, but individually, I think it was $10,000.
I mean, in general, the U.S. government, how much them roll out?
No, last year, I don't remember.
Not over $1 trillion.
Okay, that one
I think it was like 2 point something trillion.
Okay.
How much of it actually went to the people?
Right.
So, where did the rest of it go? Where did the rest of those money that the government found, where did it go? I keep telling people this thing. Money does not disappear in thin air. Money is a tangible thing. Even when you talk about electronically, you're making payments electronically and things, it does not disappear in thin air.
Right.
These things have to go somewhere. And, they're not telling us anything really, but they're secretly preparing for World War III.
Right.
Right?
Kind of one can.
And like I said, this world is inherently selfish. Right? Don't bother think after World War III, if we were to be still here, that we would have the freedom that we are having now. Like for instance, you and I online in a class trying to reach out to our people. This freedom won't be here. Which is why the scripture tells Christ had to come. Right? When you look at our people had so many freedom before World War One, take away some. World War II, they take away some before World War II, they have World War II. When they start to burn these black communities like Black Wall Street, and I read about some since we care again, there were some others. There was one, Central Park. Central Park was a black community as well. There was one in which, they decided that, we're going to put a lake right in at this area. And they actually kill out the people and put a lake there. So all the towns and everything that was there is right there under the lake still. These are things that are in America. And all these things were in preparation for World War II. World War III, yeah. This selfishness, you're talking about Happy New Year. That is the fantasy world. The real world. This real world is just what is happening in Gaza. That is the real thing that this world is preparing for.
Right.
Except for us.
Right.
And guess what? We don't have to go into that preparation. All we need to do as a people, stop celebrating Christmas. Stop celebrating this New Year. It's not for you.
Right.
And start following what the scripture says. Start following what the Bible.
That's right.
It's the only thing that is going to save us. Right? Nobody think that you have any other means of salvation. There are those who talk about, we need to come together and do something. When you read our past history after slavery, those black towns and things, those were our people coming together to do something, Not one of those towns survived until is around today. Not one of them. which is why the majority of black people live where in America? Where do our majority of our
In
people
the inner
live?
city.
A place that they call, what they call, what it means? Well, there's a section
The
8
inner city.
housing, the inner city.
Yeah,
Inner
and
city are nice,
projects.
man. Projects, man.
Yeah, projects.
Live in the projects.
Yeah, can.
Inner city. There was no projects for our people after slavery. Our people went out there. There was, you had the sharecropping time. Our people fought through that with all the what they call it now, trickery that the white man came up with in sharecropping time. They fought through that. And then by the turn of the century, early 19 something, there were so many black people was progressing then, Yeah. You had 80 was not this poor country that you have now. Right? 80 was a progressing black country, had their own banks and schools and hospitals and money in the bank.
And they overthrew the oppressor in Haiti as well, the French.
Yeah, they did that before that. We're talking about like the turn of early 19 something, the turn of the century. Just like now, we are within the turn of the 20 something century. And you can feel the pressure coming again on our people. In the turn of that century, black people wasn't doing bad enough. So why 100 years later, we have black people doing so bad? They look at our communities and they took out, the doctors, the lawyers, those who, the economic strong people within the community. They picked them out and they gave them the opportunity.
Right.
Blacks know they do it. They skill as hell, but they destroy all these communities. In these communities, guess what used to happen? The doctor, the black man who was a doctor, he lived in the community. The black man who used to sweep the street, he lived in the community. The black man who was a judge, he lived in the community. Black man who was a cop, he lived in the community. Right? It's not like now when, as a black person, start making some progress, they start to tell them, boy, you got to leave the projects, you won't survive, and so on and so forth. It wasn't like that. Right? So there's no happy new year for our people as they think. This is just like, what's a good word to use now? Wishful thinking.
Right.
The Most High does not want us to indulge in wishful thinking. He gives us real things to live by. He tells us straight up, you keep these laws, this will happen. You don't keep these laws, this will happen. That's not wishful thinking. You can wish all you want. I mean, tonight in America, what is going to happen now in New York? The ball drop. That's another God thing. That's another idolatry that they have there in America.
Can.
The ball drop. That's the latest God. I don't know what God that represents.
I think that's supposed to be the sun or something like that. Let me check it and find out.
Right. This ball drop in America is a serious thing against our people. There is, I mean, idolatry is in Esau's world. Idolatry is at your fingertips. At least when we had Jerusalem, a man would have to go up in the mountain to worship his idol. today in this captivity, right in the house. Don't have to trek to no mountain to worship no idol again. All right, Deuteronomy 32. Let me see if I want this one. Deuteronomy chapter 32. All right. You come up with anything?
Yeah, but just see some articles where basically just tell us it mean New Year's, but I remember reading or seeing a video that it's sun worship or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Deuteronomy 22 is
32.
and one can.
16. Can go 16 to 21.
Can. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 16. They provoke him to jealousy with strange gods, with abominations provoke they him to anger.
Now, Deuteronomy, if you can remember, was written from the time of Moses.
Right?
No, all right. All people have a way of saying things, like something that is of old time. You hear that? Come on, that's from Bible days. Meaning it's from a long time ago. But guess what? Here you are reading about something which is still happening from Bible days, which is still relevant today because our people still doing it. They provoke him to jealousy with strange gods, with abomination provoke they into anger. So, all right, put up back this January God here.
Gun.
Put up back the Happy New Year. The Happy New Year, man. Or the Happy New Year, God.
Gun.
All right, this is a Roman God. This is January, which was called Janus. This is the Happy New Year that you're going to see me and wish me or anybody you're going to wish. This is what you're actually doing. There is no Happy New Year wishing during Passover, which is the first feast of our beginning of our year of blacks, Hispanics, and natives who are the Israelites of the Bible. There is no Happy New Year. There is no have a happy Passover.
Right.
There's no such thing.
And there is no. Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
This Happy New Year comes from this God here. Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna say something?
So like those are the fake Hebrew Israelite them. There was no Shabbat Shalom neither, you know? Or no happy Sabbath and all them things.
Yes. That's them wanting to celebrate pagan things and try to bring it in the house of God. Happy Sabbath. You know what would be probably more acceptable if you say have a restful Sabbath. Probably that would be more would be more appropriate because a Sabbath is a day of rest.
That's right.
It's not a day for you to be happy. You want to be happy, keep the commandments.
Right.
And even then, you could just be like Job. The most I know you're nothing. But being that we are in captivity, we know what keeping the commandments is. It's not a time to be like Job. It's a time to gather the people together. It's a time to be, how you put it now, to return to the Most High, to follow Christ. You know, you put it on like that.
Right.
Keeping the commandments of the Most High. Now, yeah, it's always profitable. But this, what we are gathering our people for, it's the most profitable thing that you would ever do in all the thousands of years that your spirit has been existing on this earth. Being in the truth now is the most profitable thing you can do for yourself and your people. Right? All right.
That's right.
Give me some more on Deuteronomy 32.
Verse 17. They sacrifice unto devils, not to God, to gods whom they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not.
Right. That's what they are doing now. You sacrifice. How you make these sacrifices now? Yeah, today you're gonna have your Christmas dinner. Your Christmas Sunday dinner. Today is Christmas, what is called the Christmas Sunday, which is the first Sunday after Christmas. So today is the day when the church pack, and you make the pastor smile because when him look up and him say, "Ooh, if I get $100 from everybody in here, the church will be nice." And him know him getting more than $100.
They're gonna have the happiest new year with everybody.
So exactly. So when they leave now and they say, "Well, I'm happy new year, Pastor," in his mind he said, "No, most definitely will."
God.
Because he not even, maybe not even remember to say to you, and you too. Because him thinking about going and counting the collection money now. They're going to think, "Oh, I most definitely will." And just say, "Oh, thank you, sister." Yeah, because he knows that today is him happy day. But tonight is a night when our people will be going into traditions or superstitions.
Right.
All right, give me some more in Deuteronomy 32.
Verse 18. Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that has formed thee.
Oh, we're at 18. Okay. Right? Of the rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful. And who would be the rock that had begat us? He's talking about our forefathers. Right? Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. They weren't into idolatry. Right? They are the rock that we came from. But here we are now as a people forgetting, not knowing that rock. And we are now gone. We have even forgotten God. Verse 19.
Verse 19. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and his daughters.
What the word abhor mean again?
To treat hatefully. Well, I'm going to find it, sir. All right, this is a Google definition, and it says regard with disgust and hatred.
Regard with disgust and hatred. So the Most High look on us disgustingly.
Right.
You know that disgusting look that the oppressor give you sometimes, which make you sick. I say, oh, them a look at me like me a piece of trash. Well, guess what?
Right.
That's how the Most High look at us when we saying, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
That's right.
But in your mind, as a Christian-minded person, that's not what you're thinking because you're happy, or so you think. The place is pretty, the breeze, down to the wind change, right? And I mean, presents under your tree and food on your table. But guess what? This is the time of year that the most people die.
Right.
And all those who die, they right there in the Christmas spirit and the New Year spirit. Tonight is going to be one night to that, you know, a lot of mishap happen and a lot of our people on what's the word I want? Regrettably, will be no longer with us because they were out there at the ball drop, you know, celebrating New Year, drinking these wines and things, engaging in superstitions. All right. So the Lord abhorred us, and what did the Lord say?
Got one gun. Verse 20. And he said, I will hide my face from thee.
From them.
From them, Salakia. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith.
Exactly. Faith is not superstition.
Right.
You don't need to wish somebody Happy New Year to show that you have faith. No. All right, so you say we are a forward generation. What does forward mean again? The Most High does not indulge in these things. Yeah.
All right, Google definition, forward. Of person difficult to deal with, contrary.
So the Most High is saying that we are difficult to deal with them.
Right.
Really? God is saying that about us. We are difficult to deal with. All right, so that's what he means. We are a very forward generation. All right. All right, give me now Amos. No, sorry, Jeremiah.
Got one gun. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
House of who?
Verse 2.
House of
House
who?
of Israel.
House of
Israel. Got one gun.
All right, so the house of Israel today is who?
The house of Israel today is black Hispanics and native Indians.
Right. So blacks, that's we in the Caribbean and in America, are the Americans, the Hispanics, the one we call the Spanish people around here, the ones that are not of the European descent there. They are really the natives as well. And then the natives here that we're really talking about are like I call them the Gadites.
Yeah, North American Indians.
Yes.
Gun.
I have the Florida man.
You have the Seminole Indians.
Which is the tribe of
Reuben.
Simeon, I think.
Simeon.
No,
Okay.
sorry, not Simeon. Not Simeon. Reuben.
Gun.
Tribe of Reuben. Right? So, I mean, the Most High says, read it again.
Gun. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel.
Right. Which is blacks, Hispanics, and natives. Go on.
Gun. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
All right. So he's saying that we should not be dismayed at the signs of heaven. Don't be astonished at the signs of heaven. It's only the heathens get astonished at these signs of heaven and think that these things mean something.
Right.
All right. Give me an example of what Moses is talking about. I mean, when you read some of the things that happen this time of the year, even out there in the astrological world, you get the feeling that, this time of year must mean something. All right. This same article which have January is the first month of the year. That to find the picture of Janus. You see, if you scroll down to what does the year start? Why not that one? Scroll down to astronomical events in January for 2024.
Gun. It says astronomical events in January 2024. Quadrantids meteor, the first major meteor shower of the year. The quadrantid peaks on the night of January the 3rd and in the early morning hours of January the 4th. Unlike other meteor showers, the peak period of the quadrantids only lasts a few hours.
So, the heathens think that this means something.
Right.
Right? Which way it's just one of those things that happen out there in space. This is just one of the things that happen out there in space. I don't even think we really need to read the other two. I just want to give an event, give an example of what it means when the scripture said, don't be dismayed of the signs that are in heaven, like these things. All right, just read the next one. Earth's perihelion. I don't even know what that is. I'll read wolf moon. You might understand wolf moon.
Wolf moon. The first full moon of the year is colloquially
right,
as wolf moon. In many northern culture, in some cultures, it was known as old moon, ice moon, snow moon, and the moon after Yule.
Yule, right, which is the Yuletide, moon after the Yuletide. So you see, the first full moon of a period in time, which is not even the beginning of the year. Right. And they think it means something. They call it wolf moon, they call it whole moon, they call it ice moon, they call it snow moon. That's us being dismayed of the signs of heaven, right?
Right.
But, we have in amongst our people now, we're holding on to the scripture that we don't finish reading.
Yeah, Jeremiah, we just reached verse 2, sir.
Right, that's it. We're good at 2 there. We're good at that. Jeremiah 10, 1 and 2. Right? Our people believe that, you know, superstition. A lot of our people going into superstition tonight, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. What are some of those superstition our people going? Hey, by the way, what are some of the Jamaican superstition?
So like, yeah, me only know about one pertaining to the New Year, where them say make New Year sketch in a church or some crap like that. I make
All
sure
right,
say New Year sketch in a church and all them things.
that stems from the same reason why the Black Americans do it, the tribe of Judah.
Can.
All right. How about this one? Having money. Make sure the New Year get you money in your pocket.
Yeah, me hear that one that too. Can.
All right. Well, you know, a lot of the major one, you know, amongst our people now is the church one.
Can.
Yeah, hey, it come like drama. The outdoor partying and thing. And see, as they reach 11 o'clock, couple minutes to 12, they start to draw in the church.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
They start to draw in the church. And as soon as it reaches 12 o'clock, they say, Happy New Year. Church start begin to get empty again.
Pastor knows say at them time them are collect though. Collecting time.
I mean, why bother to do it in the first place? What superstition they expect to come to life and you in the church there?
Them think them are going to bless for the next year.
All right. I'm going to send you an article with this one is really from Time Magazine, but it's from why during slavery, this Happy New Year that you're talking about now, yeah, during slavery it wasn't so much. Oh, wish you Happy New Year.
Yeah, Shalom Yabashab Shabakata.
Shalom Yabashab
Prime
Shabakata.
Minister. I wonder what went off on the computer. Shalom Yabashab.
What's going on, Akim?
How you doing?
I'm Tawab, and you all?
I guess I can say, you know, Tawab.
I see you going in on them.
Yes, you know, I mean, our people don't understand the seriousness of the last days here.
That's right.
But we are doing what we can, best as we can. Pick up that last link I sent you there after the
Can.
We're doing the best we can to help them to understand that what is happening is based in superstition and idolatry. All right, so this picture that we have here now, this is a slave auction.
All right.
So this is where the Happy New Year come from, because to the slaves, we dreaded the New Year's Day, the worst of all the year. Why? Because tonight was a celebration, but tomorrow it was back to business.
That's right.
And the business that we were back to now, right? Whatever the slave master had becomes due in January 1. And how do he pay off his debt? Either selling the slaves or hiring out his slaves.
That's right.
And to the slaves, this means a distortion of your family. Family breakup. some permanently. If you went out on hiring and come back to the plantation, well, at least they see you see back your family. But if you were sold, you ain't gonna see your family again. So what happened now? This was what the new year brings. So tonight now, they would go to church. They would, well, in Jamaica, we don't have a tradition of eating black eyed peas, eating collard greens, and all those things. I mean, we didn't. Our money wasn't green. As a matter of fact, I don't even know what color our money was during during slavery. But yeah, there was money out, probably the British pound, right? But we didn't have the same kind of tradition that the Black Americans have. But nevertheless, we would have been subjected to the same thing of being sold on January 1st or sometime after January 1st. Auction, you could be going back to the auction block. This tradition of keeping the house clean for the new year, find the house clean, wishing a happy new year is like you're saying, I'm wishing that you have a happy new year and your family is not being sold. That's superstition. I mean,
Right.
if the slave master going to sell it, going to sell it. You think what you think has anything to do with what is going to happen?
That's right.
Yeah, what you think as a slave has nothing to do with what is really going to happen. But you know what my man put this? Superstition is wishful thinking for slaves. Sorry. Superstition is wishful thinking for powerless people. Right.
Right.
So if you are powerless, then superstition is for you. If you have power, then you won't need superstition. Right? You don't need superstition if you have the power. You just go and do what you have to do. For instance, what some superstition our people? What are some of the superstitions our people have when it comes to making money? Tell me some of them. What they think you got to do to make money?
So lucky I can't think of any traditional one, but nowadays you have some where the man them believes if you make money, you have to do some kind of guzo or some, you know what I mean, check some wobia person to make sure so them clear, cut and clear you for the new year and
all right, that's not new.
okay.
That is age old.
Okay.
There is one where they sprinkle them like for many of those who sell on the street. They sprinkle the area with water. Do it like they're holding down dust, but really is some superstition behind it. Believing good luck will come to them or something like that. Now, if you are powerful, you don't need that for good luck. Yeah, you just open your business doors and put your best foot forward, meaning be nice to your customers.
That's right.
and people will come there.
So like if I mean,
Yeah.
and you see like you know how you're bringing that out, and a lot of our people wouldn't really catch that because the reason why now because we grew up with tradition. And most of these stories and them came from, or as you say, our grandparents and them with these superstition that this is how you're going to go about if you want to see that or really fall under that good luck vibe. And you know that because you follow this tradition, you know, good luck will come your way. And a lot of them never really question what is good luck and where that really come from. And again, everything that we talk about, it have history behind it. And when you go and you look back the history behind it, who you go find, you know, coming up with these superstition, the people them that hate us, that oppress us. And again, everything that you're bringing out, it always has merit behind it, and it is very important and very imperative that each brother and sister really pay attention because again, this is something that very rare, very rare that you'll find, you know, black men coming on this platform and really teaching. But this is the Lord. This is the work of the Lord. You want to see true, as you say, true or experience, wait is to, again, obtain wealth and obtain power. The only way you can know that is by you knowing who you is and knowing your history and knowing everything about yourself. And like where you're breaking down there with this history, this is you now coming back to obtain that power for the people them that oppress you. So like yeah.
Exactly. I mean, we accept superstition as norm.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, you don't even know it's a superstition until somebody bring it out and tell you directly. You know, this is a superstition. Like going to church tonight, New Year's night. That's a superstition. Watch night service. Right? That was what happened during slavery. That was what the watch night was for, you know. This, because what? Tomorrow you could be, you don't know if you're going on the action block. Oh, you're watching and you're praying. And you're doing all the things that comes with those superstitions because you're hoping that God does not put you on that auction block tomorrow. God prevents you from going on. But what you know what your oppressor or your slave master is praying for tonight now is there, oh Lord, I have 3 slaves that I'm going to sell to pay my debts. And good Lord, I pray that you let me get a good price for them that I may clear my debt. Now, guess what? What he's praying for now is not superstition because he has the power. He's the one with the power to sell you. You don't have the power to prevent him from selling you. So your thing becomes what? Superstition. Right? And there is I mean, this is just one of the period in time in which our people is packed with superstition. In the meantime, give me 2 Esdras 4 and 16. This is one of the period in time that our people become packed with superstition and not even knowing the root of it, believing that I'm going to have a happy new year because I'm going to put money in my 4 pockets. As a matter of fact, all of the pants pocket there. Oh, and another thing too. Another one of the superstition, which they do it out here too. The first person who come into your house on New Year's Day must have money in his pocket. If you come into your house broke, then your soul is gonna be broke throughout the year. Not in that something.
Exactly.
You're gonna be broke through the year if all of you in there not working. You don't need any superstition for that.
Nah.
Right? You're gonna be broke if you're not providing. But let's say now, right, you're working. Boy, trust me, them slave wages that you're getting now, superstition can't help you with that.
So that came for me.
Yeah.
And like as we say, that's why we in same like mind, or we speaking the same thing. You see, we now say there, it's the same thing as thinking about. We draw it back to today. The wages that we obtaining is basically they now praying that how much slave I could get to work this coming their physical quote unquote year to work for less. How much of them I could get to work on the plantation or to work in any one of the plantation for less. So now as we say we take it back from that time to now. Now is the same thing as you say, the same spirit behind the people them that was before. It's the same spirit that the people them, as we say, our oppressor carrying today. And this is why again, if this is how we know that what we speaking is the truth. And a lot of our brothers and sisters won't understand that unless they physically come into, as we say, one of these classes and them in Jamaica, in Trinidad, throughout North, South, and Central America, and sit down in the class and really, ask the Most High to open up the spirit of truth. So that can heal.
Yeah. That and I say that is where our people now falling short because they believe that the answer is in their hands.
Right.
The answer to their poverty is in their hands. The answer to their poverty. As a matter of fact, this 2024 now, is a voting year, for Jamaica and for America. You're going to hear them tell them now that the power is in their hands. Sure, the power for voting for a new leader is in their hands. That not going to change the poverty. Right? And this is just wishful thinking, and wishful thinking is just for the powerless. Recognizing that you have no power as a Black, Hispanic, and Native American is an opportunity for you to really get into the truth.
That's right.
And then you're going to realize that you're moving from no power to all power. Right? And when I say all power, I don't mean all power like the Most High God, but you see those Israelis that is fighting those Palestinians, the Israelis fully believe that God is on their side, Yeah. The Palestinians hoping, now they're the ones who will be now riddled with superstition, right? That God is going to save them. But you come in the truth and you read these scriptures, you are now going to realize that, wait, God is not on none of them side. God is on my side. Right? You come into this truth and you start developing a mind for your people, compassion for your people.
That's right.
And then the Most High send his angel and mark those that sigh and cry for the people. Right? You don't want to be on the side of those who don't care. When the Most High clean his house first,
That's right.
Yeah. So he's going to, when he start cleaning his house, those of our people who has no compassion for the people, you are the ones he's going to move out the way.
before he even move out the oppressor. Because if our people should regain this togetherness that they had at the turn of the century, when they had the different black towns and things, if our people start regain those togetherness, you know how much we would have achieved.
That's right.
I mean, the oppressor would probably go in open war against us, but you would be on the side where you are blameless, right? I'm sure in early 19 something, you didn't have quarter the amount of black people that you have in prison now. And those people weren't rich, really, but they were able to be contented with what they had, right? I mean, the oppressor wasn't pushing drugs on them and all that, right? They were locked into a box of projects, right? But they had a mind for each other. And this is where now our people falling short. Hence, they need the truth now to start let them think about each other. So that when, because many of them will talk about Happy New Year and say, they don't, deep down, they just say it for the sake of saying it. Yeah. If you really want somebody to have a happy whatever, you would do something physically to help them. Right? Not wishful thinking. I mean, I sitting out here and say, hey, you know, I wish those Palestinians could overcome the Israelis. While you have big bad America sending weapons to the Israelis. My wishful thinking can't do anything. Anybody wishing for that? Just wishful thinking. I mean, many of our people have financial capability to help another of their people, and they're not doing it. Why? Because that's the selfishness now that the oppressor has taught us.
That's right.
Yeah. The oppressor has taught us to be selfish. Yeah. So that I mean, by you're going to see what I'm reading. Those who hearing this for the first time, you're going to see what I mean, what I'm saying by January, February. When you start look deeper into your people, and you realize that this they don't mean me no good. You understand? They don't mean me any good. They are just saying this, but what they say and what they do is two different things. You know? Back then, in the turn of the century, when blacks have their own economic community, the money used to be spent within the black community. Right? So, I mean, they might go into one of the black shops and the black stores and they curse out the owner, but they spend the money with him. You get me? So their action was towards helping their people because they are their community. Things were circulating within their community. And it's as if our oppressor study all this and just come up with a plan and how he can take the money out of the black community. And, you know, for World War III, it's not the black community who want to take the money from now, it's from you. How much people today have monies in the bank that's just going missing? That never used to be happening in the turn of the century, People money never used to get missing from the bank. I mean, if the bank collapsed, then that's a different thing. I'm not talking about where the bank collapsing. I'm talking about money missing out of people's accounts, right? And we pass it off as scamming. Many of these might not be scamming. Yes. In the same way that they were able to send troops in Haiti, take the money out of the Asian Bank, the Asian Central Bank, carry it to New York, take all the Asian banks, put them under the supervision of the New York banks. Today, they might just be sitting down a computer and going into individual people account, taking out their money. I don't put anything past them. We look at New York as now one of the richer cities in America. But look at what they did. You know, they stole 80s money. I mean, America has stole so many things. They stole the labor of the blacks in America. So we think that when we say, oh, America is so rich and prosperous. How did it become rich and prosperous? Huh? It's not by wishful thinking. Then no one came and said, Happy New Year to America, and then it just happened. No. No, it didn't go like that. And the only way we blacks, Hispanics, and natives is going to change our way, our situation is by turning to God. All right, read now, 2 Esdras 4 and 16.
This is the book of 2 Esdras chapter 4 and verse 16. The thought of the wood was in vain, for the fire came and consumed it.
All right. So you have a piece of wood and the wood is saying, oh, I wish that, let me keep my finger crossed, that fire will not come and consume me. You know what the fire is saying? Boy, I need some dry wood now to keep a blaze. No, this is in the scriptures. The Bible is real, It's it gives you real life situation.
That's right.
So no matter what the wood thinks, the fire is going to get him. Right? His thought cannot supersede the fire. The fire have power over him. There is no wood that have power over fire. Where is that to be found?
You can't find that.
You can't find that. So in the same way, the oppressor will always have power over the oppressed. But the Most High does give us a way out. And out of all the people in this world, who else him give a way out? Give me Revelation 18 and 4. I mean, there is no other nation which the God that they worship.
That's right.
Send any writing. Tell them how to gain power over their oppressor and how they can even rule the world.
That's a lucky for me.
Yeah.
And like how you bring all that in, and this is why again these records so real now. And when you say the wood, no power over the fire now. Look, we read about it. So now it's not to say that we coming up with we own thing now, or we own theory. No, this is out of the words of the Lord. The instructions. So now he hey, show me where the wood have power over the fire. And I telling you, the wood have no power over the fire. This is what I telling you. Because why? I is the Most High God. These are the instructions.
Exactly. So guess what? We are wood The oppressor is fire. Don't think you have power over him.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have no power over him.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there's a way, that there's not a way out.
That's right.
That wood could get lucky and drift on some water. But that doesn't mean you have power over the fire. It just means that you escape the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we will not ever have power over the oppressor. Only God will have power over the oppressor.
Mm-hmm.
Christ is the one who's going to have power over the oppressor as well.
Mm-hmm.
We will be so lucky to be under Christ.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But it's not we on our own that is going to gain any power over the oppressor. God will do it. And He's giving us instructions. When we follow His instructions, that's not we escaping. That's God giving us a way out. Right? Not we doing these things on our own. Because many times, which is why the Most High don't love numbers, meaning, a bunch of people to fight this war, because they're going to say, oh, look at us, we outnumber them, and believe that they has gained power over the oppressor by their action. Right? That is why Gideon, he said Gideon, no, just these people. I mean, you understand, you have a big country under oppression and you take 300 men to liberate the country. It's not you. That was God. Right? And this is his instructions for these last days. Right? Read on.
Cancer. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that he be not partakers of her sins, and that he receive not of her plagues.
Right. So what is Revelation 8 and 4 saying? You don't take part in the unlawfulness. Now we know what is sin. Sin is what?
Breaking the law.
Sin is breaking of the law. So we not partake in her break the law. In other words, we don't help her break the law. We don't help her celebrate no Christmas, no Thanksgiving, no New Year, no ball drop party. That ball drop thing, that is worshiping of a God, right? If you don't do that, then you won't receive any of her plagues. That is an instruction right there to the wood, and how the wood can prevent the fire from catching him. Right? The fire is going to still burn, but it don't have to catch you. Follow the instructions of the Most High. Do not partake in the sins of this world. Do not partake in the sins of Babylon. And by you not doing that, you will not receive her plagues.
Right.
What are her plagues? Well, you see COVID. What else have we? What else to come? War. Ultimately, we're going into war. You know who know that we're going into war? The oppressor.
Right.
You know who don't know that we're going into war? We.
Our people.
Yes. Because as far as they are concerned, me, I tell me never make war with nobody. Me, I don't make no mel. If they want to fight, then fight. It not affect me. That's what you think. When this war, as a matter of fact, the war in the Middle East seems to be escalating when it should be going down. After so many months of bombing, you think that the Israelis would have found those what you call them, those hostages by now. So many bombing in that little place, and they still have the hostages hidden somewhere. Guess what? When you start seeing these price at the pumps, the gas pumps, and then you pay more for bread, and you hear that, well, cost of fuel gone up, so we can't hold the cost no more. We have to pass it on. Then you're going to realize that whether you are involved directly or not, you are affected.
That's right.
So the Most High is telling you how to come out of Babylon. Do not partake in our sins. Do not celebrate their holidays. They are pagans. That's all it is. By you not celebrating their holidays, you know what it does? It pulls you away from the people who does so. Trust me. Sometimes, this separation period is sometimes painful because sometimes it pulls you away from your very family. But just remember that it was the same thing that Abraham had to go through. Abraham was kicked out of Mesopotamia. Who did he left behind? All right, let's say his father and his mother was alive by that time, right? For argument's sake, he would have left behind brothers, sisters, uncles, nephews, aunts, niece, friends, everybody else. And there's a big chance his parents was alive at that time because he was fairly young. He was an old man when he was kicked out. He lived many years after. So we can make an educate. I don't even want to say educated guess, but we can make a godly guess as priest and say his parents was probably alive, right? But you separating from celebration of New Year's, you call it. Which one will fall after the New Year's again?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's, Easter, Thanksgiving, you name them, all those holidays. It pulls you away from the system in a way that you wouldn't believe. You think, hold on. It's just because I not celebrate Christmas, but then people are not dealing with me again. No, it's not just that, it goes a little deeper than that. It's the spirit of the place. You're taking yourself out of the spirit of the place. And then Christ told you, you're gonna be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And you take time and develop a true love for the Most High God. We read in Deuteronomy. If you maybe we can draw this one. If you love the world, the love of the Father, any man love this world, the love of the Father is not in him. We can find that one for me, Officer Kayadwa. Because when we believe that we, you notice how many people post up them Christmas picture and everybody in the same clothes and they feel good and all that. Yeah, Christmas is just a feel good time, but you are in the spirit of idolatry when you do those things. And revelation, and but I like when we talk, and most time people say, oh, that is Old Testament. But when you read from Revelation, there's no other book after Revelation, so they can't tell you anything, When Revelation tell you, come out of her. Yeah, tell me that is Old Testament, and tell me that is Bible talk. I mean, COVID, let us see. right? And after COVID, there was the monkeypox, which we see affect one set of people. Thanks be to God for that. All right, 1 John 2:1-15 says,
Gun. This is the book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Any man of the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So you saying, Happy New Year, that is you loving this world. The love of the Father not in you. You saying, Merry Christmas, the love of the Father is not in you. You attending in America that ball drop, the love of the Father is not in you. Tonight, what do we have? Fireworks on the waterfront. And New Year's Eve.
Which is also superstition.
You know, so the New Year's Eve ball is not, or originally they use the ball as a party. But the term New Year's Eve ball come from the ball drop. So you going to a New Year's Eve party is you attending that ball drop, which is a idol worshipping thing, and drinking champagne and singing all alongside. That is you loving this world. And if you love this world, the love of the Father is not in you. And there's no two ways about it. And there's nothing you can do to change that. And then there's nothing you can tell me about God knows my heart. And so, yeah, God knows your heart. God knows that you're a lying, what do you call it? Idolatrous bastard. You know what? Yes, God does know your heart. And he want to kill you.
Salaki, if I may.
Hold on. But he has sent us to at least give you a little warning before we meet. Yeah, I yield now.
Yeah, and again, this is a question to all you church goers, or as you say, you New Year's goers, and the record lays straight. And there's a question to ask your pastor: what is the meaning when this at this precept when it say love not the world? Because now remember we're going to say Happy New Year just now, eh?
Yes.
We're going to say Happy New Year just now. So ask your pastor this question: if I telling you Happy New Year, what it mean when as you say, when it say love not the world? So it going opposite to I telling you Happy New Year. Ask your pastor this question tonight. When it say love not the world, because not all are we coming together. But now we're reading. So now we're reading and we're saying love not the world. So there's a question for you. All you, as we say, you church goers, or you Christian, or you religious people, there's a question for you. So like here.
Yep, that is so, because if you love the Father and not the world, why are you going to tell me Happy New Year? Happy New Year is that came from the world. That's nowhere in the scriptures. So that didn't come from God.
Right.
Even though, yeah, you want to, look like you're doing good. And the thing is, how much are they happy? Look how much Happy New Year going to hear tonight. And you wait till the year go down further. You watch the Deadpool.
And we reading out of the Bible. Everybody reading. Reading out of the record.
Shootings.
Yeah, everybody had this under the arm and they're going to church, as we say. But now inside of this book now it's saying love not the world. So now to answer that question, the pastor to answer that question. And he had to tell me what is the meaning of that when it says love not the world. So he had to explain that. And again, this is why we tell our brothers and sisters to come out or to reframe yourself from this religion. Because now they don't have a clue or idea what is being recorded here and what is being taught. Because now everything, as you say, it explains itself. But how the explanation coming, or who it coming from? A righteous black man. And when you see young, as we say, young black men coming up in this truth under, as we say, men or righteous black men who we wear out the feet of, as the scriptures say. Now we will be speaking, we will be speaking the same thing, because why? This is our body, this is our nation, this is our people, this is our records. And this is why when we tell or we speak to our brothers and sisters, we let them know, hey, religion was one, as we say, many of our downfall. And this is why, again, we have a history, which is these records, which is the Bible, as we say, or Biblios, or compilation of books, which our forefathers or fathers left for us as remember, as reminders. Right? Yes, Lakia.
All right. Because, I mean, look, the native Indians, they have a different experience from us here in the Caribbean, different from the black, the Judites, different from the Cubans, different from you there in Trinidad, different from every other tribe. Yet still, the instruction is the same. So I mean, if you gonna think that walking into my house back way is going to make me have some money for this year, I'll try something new. Don't walk on the feet going me here. Go in the house. When after 12 o'clock, I make sure I'm outside, and then for the start of the year, the hand walk on my hands and go inside. Guess what? One of the tribes tried that already. Yeah. This is why every tribe have separate experiences, You don't need to make all the mistakes on your own. Some one of the tribes make it already, and the instruction is the same. You realize it don't tell you which of the tribe here so you're talking to. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. It's speaking to all 12 tribes.
Right.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in it. It don't matter which tribe you're from. Your experience is different from mine, but the Father telling you the same thing. So guess you don't need to now go and say, guess what? Nah, man, never one project where I work on, man. And a project that going to take me out of things, man. Guess what? The Judites did it. Yes, they work on so many projects and they build. The Asians did it too. And they built black communities, thriving black communities. Communities that gave them a happy new year. And the instructions in the last year is the same. Come out of earth. Don't love the things in the world. Right? So while you going to work, which you must do because you must eat, don't think that is the priority of your life as a black, Hispanic, or native. That's not the priority of your life. Which is why we can work on, family.
Yes, so like it.
There was a nice passing a while ago. I had to mute it. Yeah. So I mean, we can go to work. We don't have to kiss the oppressor's ass.
Right.
Many of our people who is in the world believe that they have to kiss the oppressor's ass to feed them family. You don't. The only ass you need to kiss is the Most High, and he's not asking you to do that. He gives you instruction. All he asks from you is obedience. Just follow the instructions I give you. Right? It's just like you ever buy a new equipment and you're trying to fix it up without reading the manual, without the instructions, until you go and you damage it. I say, oh gosh, if I just read what the thing said. guess what? We are the only set of people who come on this earth with instructions. Here it is in the Bible. And we need to follow it. Right? There is no instruction in this book for the oppressor. No instruction that tell the oppressor, do this, do that. And I will do this or do that. The instruction is for you. So it means that what? It means the oppressor can't change. The oppressor cannot change. You know who can change? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And that is our weapon to fight this oppressor. Change. Right? And with that, I pass the class to Officer Kayadwan.
Thank
you. Wrap it up.
So I'm making a run right Akim. So THAWADAH again, you know, for coming through.
Yeah, man. Right? Thanks for the drop. THAWADAH for the dropping.
Yeah, no sweat, man. I appreciate that. Right? SHALAM Yabasham Shabraktam.
Right. After that, we can say the Lord's Prayer.
All right, gun, sir.
With the Lord's Prayer. I mean, the announcement and the Lord's Prayer, right?
Gun. All right, these are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements, where the I.S.U.P.K started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, and the commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in the book of Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 to 10, means 10 in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. All right, so if you want to pay your tithes, go over to ISUPK.com or ISUPK144.com and support. I'll put it up on the screen. 1 second.
Hey, come on, remind me to send some Spanish flyer to Officer Kayadwan. I want you to print some. I need some to the Cuban doctor. Yeah, a lot of them work in the medical system.
Upcoming application. 1 second. Let me pull it.
It's toxic. Coke, they don't stay. I notice that most of them tend to be at the line too.
Probably they're expanding too.
All right, so for the holy convocation, just stay tuned to I.S.U.P.K and social media for the updates, all right? All right, so reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he needs to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirts, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we say I'm Madi, which means to stand. Star upon you. Turn and face the east. We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and in English.
Abanawa.
Oh no.
Abanawa. What is happening now?
I seem to have a terrible delay. All right, let me just read it.
All right. I hear you say Abanawa.
Yeah, you hear me say?
Can
It seems to have a delay, have a long delay. So when I just repeat it as it go along, but I'm not gonna read it too fast. All right, I start over. Kwadash.
Kwadash.
Aya.
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 Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwatka.
Malakwatka.
Taba'a.
Taba'a.
Ratazaka.
Ratazaka.
Aya.
Aya.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'arataza.
Ba'arataza. Ba'arataza.
Kawa.
Kawa.
Aya.
Aya.
Bashamaya.
Bashamaya.
Nathan Lanawa.
Nathan Lanawa.
Lakam.
Lakam.
Kal.
Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Wasalak.
Wasalak Lanawa.
Kawabwat Nawa.
Kawabwat Nawa.
Kasalat Nawa.
Kasalat Nawa.
Kasalat Nawa.
Kasalat Nawa.
Kawabwat Nawa.
Kawabwat Nawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabaya Nawa.
Tabaya Nawa.
Messiah one.
Messiah one.
Abal.
Abal. Our shine now.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Right.
Right.
Kaya.
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 All right. It seems like the internet again. Terrible. All right. Laka.
Laka. Amalakwat.
Wahala.
Wahala.
Wathapara.
Wathapara.
Lai Walamyam.
Walamyam.
Aman.
Aman. In English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh.
Thy kingdom come, thy be done in earth as it is in heaven.
Thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts.
Give us this day
our daily bread, and forgive us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom and the power.
Thine is the kingdom and the power.
And the glory forever, so be it.
And the glory forever, so be it. Amen. Alright, Sar, which means to turn. I'm going to give one future of Israel. I.M.A.D.I.U.M. Shabbat. I.M.A.D.I.U.M. Barak Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Sisters, men of Israel, I'm Shabbat, I'm Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Basham Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Yaramata, class dismissed.
All right, Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatah. All right, to everybody watching, remember, if you have questions, please leave it in the chat. You know what I mean? Like, share, subscribe, and with that, Shalom.
Israelite, definitely be there. Not Israelite, you want to come see what they're about? Pull up on their Passover. 55th, hard 55th. Check them out this year. Check out the Commander General YAHANNA, 55th Passover.